Hi, you're tuning in to AWANI Review with me, Cynthia Ng. On the show, we speak with entrepreneurs and individuals shaping the future of business and society. And joining me right now is Chuan Zhen. He is the CEO and founder of Plus Solar, a solar photovoltaic solutions company from Malaysia. Thank you, Ko, for joining me on the show today. Appreciate you coming.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for your time as well.
Well, tell me a bit more about Plus Solar first. I understand that you guys started, you and a few partners started the company about 9 years ago, and you guys have come quite a long way from 1,000 ringgit in revenue in the first year, and now about 150 million ringgit just last year. So, how did it all begin? Tell us the story. How did you get here?
Yeah, so basically I found my passions in clean energy, especially in solar energy during my university time. So I spent about 4 years to work for a Japanese and German company, and after that, when Malaysia is going to start a feed-in tariff by end of 2011, so I just started the whole business and presented the idea with two of my friends. One is my high school friend, one is my uni friend, and we started the whole business in early of 2012. So I would say so far we spent about 9 years to keep hustle and also keep educating the markets about the importance of sustainable energy and also clean energy. So we are quite blessed that today actually we are able to impact and also create a lot of this solar energy in the country itself. So at this moment actually we have already built, designed more than 200 over megawatt solar power plants and also solar rooftop in the country.
I understand that you guys have completed over 700 projects overall and across Malaysia.
Yep.
What are some of your most notable projects you can share with us?
Yeah, so actually we are quite focused in this power plant. So actually built about like 6 different solar power plants, and one of it actually is the one at KLIA. And at the same time, we also convert a lot of building into solar power. So one of it actually is IKEA shopping complex. So if any one of you went to IKEA shopping complex, yeah, don't forget about 10% of IKEA shopping complex, the power is generated by solar power.
So which IKEA are you talking about?
Yeah, basically we built for IKEA, Cheras, Johor, the one in JB, and also in Penang.
Okay, I'll certainly keep an eye out on that one. So, big companies like IKEA moving towards solar energy, and it does appear that it is the way to go. We also see major global companies such as General Electric, Amazon, Shell, BP, these are oil companies making major commitments to renewable energy, be it solar or wind. But if you look at the overall picture, renewables still make up a rather small slice of the global energy mix, right? So where is solar today in replacing fossil fuel as an energy source realistically? Where are we right now?
Yeah, I would say that actually solar is not a very new technology. However, throughout the past, I would say about 20 years, actually, because of the global demand and also the breakthrough on the technology side, that's why the cost has really come down. And I will happy to say that in last year, solar actually is one of the cheapest clean energy in the world. It's more than 60 old country, and solar is the cheapest energy there, including in Malaysia. So I would say that, yeah, definitely renewable energy and alternative energy is going to replace the traditional energy. So I would say the future, if you look into the whole portfolio of energy, definitely the fossil fuel, it will become really less. And majority of it, it will combine with the different alternative energy, such as clean, this natural gas, wind energy, solar energy, biomass, hydropower, and so on. So that will be the outlook of the whole future energy, I mean, in the world. So I will foresee this will happen probably in the next 5 to 10 years.
Okay, so let's talk about Malaysia, where solar energy is in Malaysia, because for a country that is oil rich, oil, petroleum still constitute a major energy source in the overall power mix. So for a country like Malaysia, we are very reliant on oil. What are the challenges to move into clean energy or green energy?
Yeah, I would say in the past it's pretty challenging, especially Malaysia. We have really cheap electricity costs. That's why I would say that in the past 10 years, actually, when I begin my career, actually I flew all around the world to build solar power plant in different countries, but not really in Malaysia. But the whole situation has changed in the past 9 years, especially after the government they come up with the policy of feed-in tariff. After that, because of several policy like rooftop for the net energy metering, self-consumption, and large-scale solar farm have the policy. So with the economic drive and also the volume, actually it will able to help to lower down the cost of the solar panels and also the cost of solar energy in Malaysia itself. So I would say that the whole transition period actually make Malaysia a bit slower, but something good for Malaysia is we are slow and steady. And right now, what we are seeing, the country infrastructure for the solar energy and for the renewable energy is much better than before in terms of awareness from investor side, from financial institution, from banker, from the media, and also from a lot of different players in the country. So I would say definitely the future is there. And one of the good news is today there's a lot of oil and gas companies started to look into renewable energy business itself. So I was treat it as kind of collaboration with those renewable energy between the renewable energy company as well as those oil and gas company.
When you said that the cost has lowered significantly to install and to really participate in the solar energy mix, how much are we talking about in terms of quantum? Say, like for someone like me who wants to maybe set up a rooftop, my rooftop with solar panels, how much would that set me back?
All right, sure. So probably I can give you some of the idea. I would say that in about 10 years back, if let's say for a factory owner like IKEA shopping complex, if they want to install solar, the payback period it could be 20 years. I mean, yeah, it's pretty long. And the life cycle of solar panel is 25 years with the warranty periods. So it's pretty there. So I would say in 9 years back when we started the business, the payback period is about 7 to 8 years. Then only will be the free energy from year 9 onwards. But what happened today is the payback period of solar energy for commercial industry building, it is just about 3 years. So which means from third year or from fourth year onwards, it will be free energy until 25th years. So it's something pretty cool, and I would say it's pretty affordable today if compared with the solar energy in 10 years back.
Let's talk about some of the initiatives that the government has implemented. For instance, you mentioned the net energy metering or the NEM scheme, which essentially allows people like myself to install a solar PV system that produces not only for your energy for your own consumption, but you're also allowed to sell this excess energy to Naga National Grid and then turn that into credit to offset part of the electricity bill, if I'm getting it correctly.
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right. So, okay, is this the way to push more people to participate? And what are some of the other policies do you think that could be in place to really drive solar energy adoption towards solar energy?
Yeah, I would say the government policy is very important in order to make affordable, in order to make the clean energy more affordable. So we will see there's a lot of different initiatives from government side to really push the solar energy to get commercialized, to get a lot of public awareness. However, my personal view is all of this incentive, it has to gradually reduce it from time to time. So we are able to grow the whole renewable energy industry in an organic way with less subsidies from government. So I would say that from previously, like in tariff up to today, like what you mentioned, like net energy metering and so on, actually the whole incentive scheme, it has really reduced a lot. I mean, the support from government side. And the good thing is the industry still grows without too much of government subsidy. So my view for this industry is I hope the awareness will still there. The government will still open up a lot of door to encourage more people to install solar. At the same time, try to encourage the different players to come in to make the industry able to grow in an organic way without much subsidies from government. I would say that is a long run. Yeah, I mean for us to push the industry to move forward.
Where is the investment for sustainable energy, particularly solar, coming from? Do you see a lot of interest from investors like banking, financial institutions, banks? Where do you see that interest coming from?
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of interest from a lot of different investors today. First of all, it could be building owners like you and I, or for those factory owners, or for any shopping complex owner. So the reason why they are looking to solar energy investments is mainly because they're able to save a lot of these their operation costs by investing in solar. So that is the first thing. Secondly, actually there's a lot of these investors actually they are looking into ESG investment today. So ESG has become a really hot topic today, as I think all of us just knew that Bill Gates just launched his book to talk about climate change, and also like McKinsey, they did mention that sustainable energy is actually it will be a path to growth, especially after this COVID periods. So because of all this global focus and also awareness about the sustainable energy and also sustainable future, actually bring a lot of interest for all the different investors, especially for financial institutions, to keep putting on their investment in clean energy. And just more information, today, actually, there's a lot of banks started to stop finance fossil fuel and also coal-fired power plants. And this is a really good news for us.
Sounds like you have your position in a right time, right place to really right the growth of the solar energy as a perhaps an alternative to fossil fuel. So what are the next plans for Plus Solar? I know, are you guys looking to go outside of Malaysia or just concentrating in the country at the moment?
Yeah, I would say Plus Solar actually we have quite an exciting future plan. First of all, we would like to just go beyond solar. Solar is where we started off by building the different solar power plant and also to put buildings into solar power as well. However, what we see actually just utilizing solar system alone, it can't really solve all the building problem. This is the reason why in 3 years back we have an in-house research and development team to build our own AI and also the IoT smart energy platform as a kind of the deep machine learning solution to solve the energy problem and able to help most of the building owner out there to have a smart energy saving. And this kind of the technology on the software part, and we are the first one, which is a solar company in Malaysia who did it. And right now, actually, we're scaling fast to have more than 100 over building has really adopt our smart energy solution. Yeah. So this was part of plan that we like to change and also to make the revolution in the energy industry. And this really makes us really exciting because when everyone talk about the digitalizations in a different industry, but no one really talk about the digitalization in energy industry. And we are the one who are making it from Malaysia. Yeah. So that's the first plan that makes us really excited. And the second part is actually we also eyeing into a different country in Southeast Asia. So the country could be like Vietnam, it could be like Indonesia, and also a different opportunity like from Taiwan. So actually we are getting our team really fast and really strong that this is what we are looking into a very positive way that this year, because the whole pandemic situation is getting better. So what we really wish is we are able to build the solar system one community at a time. It's just like Plus Solar missions. Yeah. So that's why right now we are aggressively looking to the different business opportunity in a different country in Southeast Asia region.
How has the pandemic impacted your business, if at all?
Yeah, I would say that during MCO period, it did impact our business because we are not fall under essential. Yeah, that's why we have to stop most of our work out there that we can't do like construction, installation work. So, but the good thing is after pandemic, surprisingly, we found the demand with the needs of clean energy has increased a lot. First of all, I believe a lot of business owners out there, they are looking for alternative way for them to save energy, to lower down their operation costs as their bottom line. So clean energy is definitely the solution for them. Secondly, because we have this AI, IoT, smart energy platform, it's a kind of it is kind of this data tracking system for them to really able to find out the root cause of why their building energy consume a lot of different energy and which cause the electricity bill higher. So we also receive a lot of demand that a lot of business owners out there which they would like to digitalize the way of how to use the energy. So I would say this is reason because of all of this reason, that's why in terms of our business growth in commercial industry rooftop, actually it's much better than the year before pandemic.
It's quite exciting when you say that businesses has been going well for you because in China, which is the biggest market for solar and wind power in the world, despite the pandemic strain, businesses still want solar installations in China. In fact, doubled last year. So what's really going on there? What's going on in China?
Yeah, I would say definitely the whole China, actually the whole economy is growing really, really fast. And they have a really clear policy and also a direction and also a target that they would like to fully depends on the renewable energy and also the sustainable energy. So I would say China today, if you look into solar market, they are the global leader in manufacturing the solar panels. So they have a lot of strong demand from local and they have a strong supply from China as well. And this is one of the reasons which make them really, really great in terms of develop the sustainable energy. So at the same time, I'm quite happy that right now, usually one of the biggest country in the world which is United States. After the new president in place, finally they announced that they would like to join back the sustainable train. So I hope in the near future with China and with US kind of collaboration, we were able to make the sustainable energy and also the whole global sustainable environment into another next climax.
Let's talk about how do you want to push that forward in Malaysia. The government has played quite an integral role in driving the renewable energy industry. Some policies, such as the NEM 3.0, which has just been announced, how is that going to help drive the growth?
Yeah, I would say the government policy is really important. Yeah, so with the new NEM 3.0, which is we just announced, I would say it's a good policy, which is allow a lot of home individual able to install solar for their home, and also allow a lot of this government building to install solar for their building. At the same time, it's also open up the door for commercial and also industrial building to install solar. However, I do have some of view, which is this NEM 3.0. What they open up, the quota is about 500 megawatt for 3 years. But I think actually, yeah, we can go much better than that, because actually, if you look into the whole global renewable energy trend, actually 500 megawatt is not something really big. And if you just look into Vietnam, just into 1 year, their rooftop, the project, the capacity, it can up to 9,000 megawatt. So if possible, I would like to encourage the government probably also will able to come up the quota for NEM, maybe more than 1 gigawatt for Malaysia. At least I think Malaysia market, the potential is much beyond than what we estimated.
Help us understand, why did the government cap the quota to that amount? Why not open it up, have more capacity?
I would say that definitely there is a reason. And well, from most of the time in the past few years, for what I found out, Malaysian government, we always go with slow and steady, and we also always play in a way quite a conservative way. Probably the government would like to get the fundamentals stronger, so when we are able to fly with a strong fundamental, we are able to scale even faster. I believe this is one of the reasons behind. However, I was just saying that today Malaysia, the whole fundamental and also the ecosystem in clean energy industry is much better than before. So I think it's a good timing for us to really to act boldly, to really unleash the whole markets.
I'd like to talk about the large-scale solar or solar farm projects that contributed largely to our renewable energy goals. Now, this projects had taken quite a backseat in 2020 due to the pandemic. What can we expect in 2021? Can we see a larger or a bigger revival of the large-scale solar farms?
Yeah, I would say from 2021 onwards, the large-scale solar farm, the whole development definitely will be much better than 2020. First of all, I would say that right now, for most projects, for LSS 3, which is large-scale solar 3, I believe most project has really about to get financing and also has really started construction work. And right now, I would say because of MCO, we are able to do our construction work at the site. So it's a good news for all of us. At the same time, for large-scale solar 4, LSS 4, the result is going to announce very soon. And I believe this large-scale solar, with the result of its announcement, it will able to stimulate the local economy as well. First of all, because of this round, the government, they only allow for the local company, which is Malaysian company, to join as an investor, yeah, and also to develop the whole project. So definitely, it will able to help to create and more job opportunity and more business opportunity to the local community.
Okay. Now, I'd like to switch gears to talk a bit about yourself as an entrepreneur. How did that interest in solar or photovoltaic solutions came about? Is that something that you have always had an interest in, or you just kind of like picked up a solar panel and thought like, okay, this is something that I could make a business out of?
Oh yeah, okay. I would say that actually the whole interest has come from my university time, and actually I'm not a typical good student. I don't really like engineering, and I was in engineering school because of I'm good in mathematics and this is science and physics. So during that time, so it seems like the world is only have 4 jobs, which is doctor, lawyer, accountant, engineer. If let's say you are good in engineering, you'll be in engineering school. But I don't really like engineering until my final year. So I told myself that I really need to look for one technology which can shape the future. And I found solar technology in my final year. And I have no idea what reason I really have a lot of passion with clean energy. And when I flew over to Taiwan for internship in year 2007, I found the global movement and also global change was moving towards to clean energy and sustainable energy. So I knew that this is potential and this is the future, and I would like to make a change and also to doing some flag and also to make a mark in this industry. So when I flew all the way back from Taiwan to KL, when I look out to the window of my flight, I found that the whole Sepang area roof is all naked. So I just told myself that it will be really great if, let's say, one day I'm able to convert most of the roof in Malaysia and also in Southeast Asia into solar power. And that's how the seed is planted, and the rest is all the story.
Okay, so your Plus Solar is currently in its 9th year.
Yep.
Tell us about the company. How big is the company, and what's next? Really, besides you mentioned R&D.
Yep. So Plus Solar today, we have more than 160 over employee. I think more than among employee, I think about 70% of us we are engineers. And right now in the whole Malaysia, we have 4 different offices, which is Penang, Ipoh, KL, and also Johor. At the same time, we also set up a different office like in Singapore, in Vietnam, and also in Taiwan. So I would say that definitely we are going to expand to more different community in the country, in Malaysia itself, because this is where our base. At the same time, we also would like to duplicate our success formula and also our success, this value chain to the different country, like what I mentioned above.
You said success formula. What is that formula?
I would say the success formula eventually is all back to what is the problem that we solve for most of our clients. So our success, this formula actually is we are building the smart energy ecosystem. For us, we don't position ourselves as solar installer because solar is just for energy generation. However, once we install solar, right, actually we are just switching like 10 or 20 or 30% of our energy from TMB into solar power. However, the remaining of 50% of our energy problem is still there. The way of how we consume energy, the way how we on and off the aircon, the problem is still there. So that's why we are using the smart energy technology, helping us and helping most of our clients to able to automate their energy consumption in the factory. Yeah, just for example, actually we have one of our clients is called Tan Kian Huat Fishery. It's a local SME company where actually they are doing this frozen business. Yeah, which aircon is one of the huge energy consumption for their business. So they always need to on and off the aircon from time to time based on the stock and also based on demand and from the markets. So what we did is we help them to automate. After we have about like data for 3 to 6 month data, then we help them to automate the whole aircon control. And they're able to save more than 10 to 20% of electricity after that. Yeah. So this is something that really keeps us excited because we are able to help our customers to solve their main problem, which is from the energy cost. And also we are able to help more business to be more competitive. And this is a value that we keep focused, and it's the value that we keep duplicate to the different places and also different community.
You mentioned aircon, and to our audience who are watching, perhaps you might hear some buzzing sound. That is because we are having some issues with the aircon system. But let's talk about that in terms of smart energy. For instance, like having a centralized air conditioning system may not be the best way forward. If you want to conserve energy and to really help with the climate change. So let's talk about some of the technologies in place like IoT, smart energy management in Malaysia. Let's talk about Malaysia.
Yep. Actually, the whole global clean energy is going through the transition of these 3D. The first D is about decarbonization. So everything will go green, you will see less fossil fuel, coal-fired power plant is all turning to solar power or the rest of other clean energy. So the second D is about the decentralization. So which means you were able to see a lot of concentrate power plant, actually it will be decentralized. And we are able to install the solar on our roof or let's say on our buildings, let's say like Astro roof or building, it can be powered up by solar. So actually it's kind of giving back the power of energy generation back to the consumer itself. Yeah. So we are able to generate the power and also the energy transmission able to reduce the loss of energy. Yeah. So this is made our energy able to be more efficient. And these two trends is already happened. So the third trend is about digitalization. And this one I would say it takes a little bit of time. Yeah, and this is also another byproduct of the previous two transitions in the energy field, because when the whole infrastructure in the power industry is going to upgrade, have more renewable energy, pump the energy into the grid, actually the grid need to be smarter, and also the building electrical system also need to be smarter. So when the building energy system or the grid system able to be much smarter to manage the demand side and also the supply side of the whole energy flow, then we are able to unleash more renewable energy connect to the grid. So in Malaysia right now, it's still in a very starting stage, as a lot of this building and also the whole infrastructure is still in a quite a traditional way, that how we manage the energy, how we manage the renewable energy. But I will say that from last year onward, we see a lot of awareness which already happened in smart energy field, which is AI and IoT kind of the deployment. So I would believe in the next 5 years, this will be something. It will be something really big about how can we digitalize the energy in energy field. And with the rise of this electrical vehicle (EV) and also the battery storage station, the digital solution on the energy management is even more important. Yeah. So just imagine in the future in your house, you are able to charge your EV in your office. So when you drove your car back to your house, actually you might able to discharge your car battery system to your building. Yeah, I mean to your house, and you're able to use it. So this kind of energy flow, right? It will be something really exciting and very interesting. And this smart energy system, it will become the heart and also the brain of the whole management. So I would say that this has really happened in some of the countries like in China and also in Germany. And this also a kind of a trend that move forward together with Industry 4.0. So I really this really excite me, that I can't wait this will happen in Malaysia one day in the near future.
Well, that sounds really exciting. And thank you so much, Ko, for speaking with me. I wish you all the best with whatever that Last Solar is doing. Hopefully, one day we'll meet and you can show me how does it really work, the management system and the R&D that you guys are doing.
Yeah, sure. Same as me. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.